Hey, tea sippers. Hey, tea sippers. Come on in. Yep. There go the notification. So people should have got their notifications. This time I just got it. So hopefully they have corrected that and we are getting the notifications. Yay. She is, I think she got it today, y'all. I think she got it. And because I am low on energy on this phone, can you hear me? I mean, for the ones that are here, can y'all hear me?
I just want to.
Can you hear me? All right, I need for y'all to talk. There's a few of you in here, so I can go ahead and start. Because I don't have a whole bunch of bars. I think we
Say that
got
I
it
feel like
yesterday.
at the beginning of this investigation I was very clear. I said there will be no fakeness and there will be no gayness
No
in this
faking and shaking.
investigation. And apparently there were some people who did not take me seriously or literally, because there are a lot of little lies being told, right? Charlie gets assassinated, and the very people who were threatening him reputationally and financially are now trying to memorialize him as having died as a friend of Israel. Okay, challenge accepted. All lies will be revealed, and we're going to help reveal those lies. Also, yesterday we asked for the public's help in identifying two individuals who Phil Lyman's nephew described as his close friends, who decided to retrace the path of Charlie's killer. And what we have discovered thus far is absolutely stunning. This story couldn't get any crazier.
Okay, let's go.
By the way, I did speak to Phil Lyman, and I'll tell you what he told me and what he insisted that we clarify. Now, I would say that it's getting weird, but honestly, right from the jump, it's been weird.
It
So,
really has.
welcome back to Candace.
Hey, Candace.
It took him a little over 2 weeks, but now Bibi Netanyahu, with maybe a little help from Turning Point USA, I'm thinking, is releasing the letter, the May love letter from Charlie Kirk to Israel, just out of nowhere. He was just overcome with love for Israel, and he decided to write this love letter to the Prime
Another
Minister
letter. Oh,
about
Lord,
how
no.
they could fight harder, how they commit themselves further to the Israeli cause. We're going to get to that, and we're just going to slaughter that
Not
narrative that
another
Charlie died
sad love
pro-Israel.
song.
But first, I want to jump right back into what we uncovered yesterday to keep you guys focused. I presented to you guys in short that the gubernatorial candidate, Phil Lyman, was a bit, in my opinion, too involved
Mm-hmm.
in the investigation of who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Just he was saying and doing a little too much, and his energy was weird, and the energy of Tiffany Barker was weird, and we were clear that's potentially just because, you know, he's a politician, an aspiring politician. Maybe he wants to assert himself as a leader in Utah. This assassination has taken place. But I also felt like maybe he potentially knew a bit more than he was letting on. Now, the Lyman family in general was everywhere, all over this investigation. We introduced, and I said his name was Shane, I'd like to correct that record, his nephew, SH0OTER Broderick, who rather notoriously retraced the footpath of the killer with his two
And he
close
favored him.
friends. They were
Hold
like,
on.
here it is.
Yeah, and they favored. Oh, there you go. He favored the guy walking up the steps. Y'all remember that yesterday? It's like, whoa, he kind of favors the guy. Okay, let's hear this.
The Converse footprint is right here. They created a map, okay? SH0OTER even created a map of where exactly the killer walked, and the media used his map. And of course, Phil Lyman's car was in the driveway just 20 minutes before Phil Lyman reiterated to Fox News. It was just 20 minutes before I pulled into the driveway at my aunt's house, and I parked my car, and then 20 minutes later, the killer was limping by. Now,
Right.
I'll let you guys know that when our episode finished yesterday, I had a message or two from Phil Lyman, despite the fact that I had reached out to him hours before we began our show, and he was understandably upset. He, at first, was sort of focusing his energy toward Nick, the person that I told you worked on his campaign and just wanted to help out in the investigation. Now, Phil would like me to clarify that Nick never worked on his campaign. And by the way, I looked back, and that was actually my mistake, not Nick's. I thought that when Nick had first introduced Lyman to me over the phone, that he said, oh, like, I am, I'm working on his campaign, and apparently that was not accurate. So I take full credit for that. That was completely, again, something that I came up with by accident. Now, the other things that he was interested in me clarifying were also not really substantive issues. And I want to say that Nick, having not worked on his campaign, actually makes it even more odd that he would stop by his house this past Saturday. Well, regarding why, by the way, he stopped by Nick's house at all on Saturday, he said that it was because he was helping out early on in the investigation. Yes, that is true. I told you guys that. And Nick was particularly asking him to determine who owned a white vehicle that was parked in the neighborhood. The podcast support.
Please hit the like button.
My guest froze mid-recording, and now that's lit. Which was nearby where
Double tap the screen of your phone.
Nick lives nearby. And everyone locally had looked at this vehicle and said that it was remarkably suspicious. And Phil had come back to him and said, I can help you to just figure out more about this vehicle that was parked. Nick had nothing but a picture of that. But that was over 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea why that would have anything to do with why he was stopping by Nick's place. Obviously, that car is long gone. It's been gone. And the fact that it appeared and then disappeared is one of the reasons why Nick wanted somebody to look into it. So
Right.
I'm not entirely clear why he needed to stop at Nick's house to speak to him and why that would be on his list of things to do. Now, I am told, according to a very strong source, that what Phil Lyman was doing in town on Saturday was he was meeting with Tim Ballard. That's totally random. Did not expect to hear that. Tim Ballard, if you are not familiar with him, is formerly of Operation Underground Railroad, which is a charity that's dedicated to helping to stop human sex trafficking.
Okay.
I even remember, by the way, when we were all speaking about that plane transponder that turned off, that the individuals that owned that plane were wearing an Operation Underground Railroad t-shirt. So I wasn't expecting that. I am going to reach out to Tim Ballard. I know him. I've actually interviewed him, and I used to donate to that charity because I was so moved by my interview with him when I was working for Prager University. But moving on from that, Phil also disputes something that was quite strange, that SH0OTER Broderick is his nephew. I said, okay, wait a minute. Actually, Shayner Broderick literally posted that on his Instagram. He said, my uncle Phil Lyman.
Right.
But Phil seems like he's trying to distance himself for some reason from Shayner. He said, actually, maybe Shayner's confused. We're just cousins. We're just cousins. Okay, well, Shayner must have been very confused because it was also posted on his LinkedIn as a.
So now he don't want to be related to him. Because he looked like the guy that's walking up those steps. And surely he knew that someone was going to connect those dots. So, he ain't my nephew. Well, maybe he confused. So he don't know who he is and have been all the time. Oh shit, let's go.
Connection that Phil Lyman was his uncle. It's probably we're just cousins. Okay, well, Shayner must have been very confused because it was also posted. He's trying to distance himself for some reason from Shayner. He said, actually, maybe Shayner's confused. We're just cousins. We're just cousins. Okay, well, Shayner must have been very confused because it was also posted on his LinkedIn as a connection that Phil Lyman was his uncle. It's probably part of the reason, politically speaking, that he was chosen for an internship with Senator Mike Lee of Utah. I feel like that was a little bit of political maneuvering, so I'm not clear why that he's suddenly saying that it's not his nephew. Anyway, it's not up to me. I'm not here to get into the middle of a family feud. But something interesting happened since our episode. Shayner completely wiped his LinkedIn page. Doesn't want us to know who he's connected to. He's also completely wiped his Facebook page entirely. And regarding his Instagram, he's privatized it, but.
So the young guy who got with his uncle, cousin, homie, homie, lover, friend, I guess, I don't know, who was so intrigued. So let's find this assassin that's rewalk the steps. Because yesterday, if y'all remember, I said, yeah, so just in case they find your footprints up there, you can say that we in our search, we rewalked his route. And then she put the pictures side by side, striking comparison, right? So today, you're saying he has disappeared off of social media. He's like, I don't want no parts of it. You connecting the dots too well, too quick. Is that what they're trying to tell us? Oh my God.
He privatized it and then removed all of the photos. His LinkedIn page, doesn't want us to know who he's connected to. He's also completely wiped his Facebook page entirely. And regarding his Instagram, he's privatized it, but he privatized it and then removed all of the photos of his investigation into who Charlie Kirk's killer was. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand that. I can't make sense of why you would just move to delete everything when I reached out to you, as opposed to speaking to me about where you were, why you shot this video, and maybe sending me that video in general. But again, that is now a dead end. Now, I asked Phil Lyman 3 times via text whether or not he could help us, more importantly, identify the 2 individuals that were in the photo, his nephew or cousin, if you will. And he was kind of pretending to be confused about what photo in particular I was referring to, despite the fact that I sent it multiple times in the text chain. And then finally he said that he had no idea who those 2 individuals were at all. I thought that's interesting.
He didn't know his cousin?
Allegedly your nephew, cousin. You guys are all chilling on the block around the same time. He's with these 2 individuals. You've never heard of them. You've never seen them. Nothing. Because I got to identify that guy in the blue hat.
Listen, I just don't want to believe that they are playing these games like this. is this a dang movie? I mean, please don't let me forget to show you that there is a look-alike out there somewhere. I saw it. I saw the picture myself. I saw him playing with his nose and everything. And it was like, surely he's not bold enough to come out of hiding, you know, reincarnated, you know. Because again, we did not see, I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. Did they take us to the grave site where they lowered him in the ground? Did we see that? I didn't see it. But this is getting bizarre. There is a look-alike. I mean, he almost looked a little better. So
Many
I'm not buying this
by
stuff.
the way, and wrote to the tips box exactly what we were interested about in that person with the blue hat. You noticed the same thing that we noticed. He kind of resembles these two individuals. You've never heard of them. You've never seen them. Nothing. Because I got to identify that guy in the blue hat.
Sure do.
Many of you figured out, by the way, and wrote to the tips box exactly what we were interested about in that person with the blue hat. You noticed the same thing that we noticed. He kind of resembles,
absolutely,
certainly more so than Tyler Robinson does, the blurred image of the individual that was coming up the stairs. I couldn't look away from that. I was going through the photos and I was going, I would just like to quickly identify that individual and check him off and just know where he was, because yeah, it looks.
But now his uncle don't know who it is.
Oddly, this is, when I say oddly, I mean this has never happened in the history of all of our investigations. No one emailed us to say that they knew either of those two individuals, neither the blonde that's with Shaner or the person that is wearing the blue hat that is with Shaner. I said, that's weird. Nobody in the whole wide Candace Owens universe of investigation.
Nobody.
It was making me believe maybe those two individuals are, like, I don't know, from overseas. Like, maybe they're not even American.
Oh my God.
And it turns out, yeah, we were able to identify one of those individuals in the photo, and he is Austrian. It's no wonder nobody recognized him. I mean, what? Austrian? What's this Austrian guy doing? How did we get here? Anyways, his name is Gurno Omer, and we were able to find that his face matched with photos from a blog post that was written in German.
When we hit that first 1 million in sales.
You are lying to me. Hold up, Candace. Hold on. Y'all, this has got to be a joke. Please come down from the clouds. It's 681 of you. Come down and tell me what is going on. What is written in what? Oh my
Austrian?
God.
What's this Austrian guy doing? How did we get here? Anyways, his name is Gurno Omer, and we were able to find that out. Yeah, we were able to identify one of those individuals in the photo, and he is Austrian. It's no wonder nobody recognized him. I mean, what? Austrian? What's this Austrian guy doing? How did we get here? Anyways, his name is Gurno Omer, and we were able to find that his face matched with photos from a blog post that was written in German. That was basically entitled "Anniversary Hike: 10 Years on Foot to the Sea." The blog is about a group of 30.
And where's your president from? His roots? Not roots. Roots. The other guy. In Dallas. Why? I mean, they always are. Their roots are always over there at Czech. I mean, somewhere out of the U.S., but they, So, yeah. 10 years ago. Let's go. Oh my God, this is crazy.
30-year-olds who were recreating a hike that they took together when they were 20. Now, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Gernot. I guess it is a common name in Austria. And there are a few photos of him that were available. We were able to find his face also matched up in a YouTube video
Oh,
for
I
a
don't remember
company
him.
called Bearing
Now
Point,
that looked
where
like
he is seen with a group of people and is introduced as one of their software development teams, a member of one of their software development teams. So let's take a listen to that clip from YouTube.
This is the Bearing Point office in Graz. This is where Bearing Point's key technology competencies are concentrated. This is one of our software development teams. Some people are managers and some are not. It doesn't matter. It's all one team.
Very recently, he moved to Utah, according to his LinkedIn, which I hope doesn't get wiped. I'd love to get in touch with him. In May of 2024, he moved to Utah to become a software engineer for JP Morgan and Chase. And I guess the story goes that he became best friends with Shaner Broderick. I don't know. We'll find out. Now, what about the other guy, right? So yesterday we were kind of poking fun at the narrative that Phil Lyman seemed to be trying to spin, suggesting that quote unquote gothic girls might have been suspicious, that they
Oh, okay,
maybe
he
could have
did.
been responsible or aware at least that the shooting was going to occur. That was a part of his story. He saw these gothic girls and they seemed unfazed in all of the chaos, you know? And I thought that was an interesting way to describe someone as gothic. Gratefully, Phil Lyman did send us footage of him after the shots rang out. And I am saying shots plural for a reason, because we will show you that video. But first, I want to recap what specifically Phil said publicly about where he was when the shots rang out, because I vaguely remembered him painting a picture that he was outside.
Painted
That
a picture.
certainly seems to be what he told both Alex Jones and News Nation, that he was outside when the shot rang out. Let's take a listen to what he said on Alex Jones.
Wow.
Just yesterday, someone comes in and he says, we've got video. He came off the roof. He came up here to the parking lot, got in the car with an individual, and they drove away. Well, that's not the story that came. So that he escaped another route, and there are people who are coordinating this thing. I do not believe that 30-06 that they showed recovered in the bushes was ever on the roof. I think it was in the bushes to start with. And now I'm not saying that Tyler Robinson wasn't on the roof. I'm not saying he didn't pull a trigger. I know I was in very, very close proximity. So another interesting thing, like I say, I left the front of the stage. I wanted to meet some of my friends and bring them down front. So I was clear at the east end, and I heard this loud boom. I heard this loud bang. And I turned around and I'm looking like, what was that? What was that? And pretty soon some people started, running. Everyone was trying to process. And I thought, this is a gunshot, and there's going to be more of them. I thought it could turn into a mass shooting. So I go to the people closest to me. Everyone's ducking down behind the concrete retaining walls. And some of them were still kind of oblivious, but there were two people that were standing there. Two girls, very goth, very black, And then I just walked, and I stepped up to the side of them, and I said, did that not happen right here? Did you hear that? Was that right here? And they said, yeah, it was just right over there. So they're confirming, yeah, the shooter or wherever that sound came from is right here. The thing that didn't really dawn on me is that they were not running. They were not frightened. In fact, as I stepped up, I heard one of the girls, and they were talking to each other, and they're looking at these kids, looking at the scene down below them of all these people fleeing for their lives. And she says, go F yourselves. Like I say, I was not processing that. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I thought this is a separate conversation. I don't know what it is. In hindsight, as I've watched that over and over, it's like these people were not afraid.
Okay, and on News Nation, I want you to listen carefully, because it first says that he was about to walk into the building and the shot rang out, but then he says he ran out of the building after the shot rang out. So let's take a listen to that.
I walked up top. I had to go meet some people, so I was down there when he started talking. I thought I'm going to go up top and meet some of the people. So I got clear up on top, and I was just coming around the corner, walking into one of the buildings, and I heard a loud bang that I thought was right behind me. And I turned around, looked at the girl that was there, and she was kind of looking stunned, like, what was that? And I'm looking at her, see a little bit of commotion. I realized right then it's a gunshot. So I ran out. The people running into the building, I ran out to see who it was. I'm thinking there's a lot of kids out here, and then a few minutes later, then the police were running, saying, "Did anybody see? Did anybody see?" I think he was on the roof above me. I really is the only thing I could figure, because it's like he has to. It had to have been very, very close to where I'm standing, and in hindsight, I think it was probably above me on the roof.
Okay, so a couple of those statements are what I would describe as little lies.
Yeah,
or they're just not true.
that's
Because at 12:23, according to his metadata, because he sent it to me, Phil Lyman was inside of the building, and he must have then immediately, according to our timeline, hit record, and he didn't run. He calmly walked out of Sorensen building. I hope I'm saying that right, the Sorensen building, and he wasn't the only one that was walking calmly. And I'm not, by the way, none of these people are suspicious of me walking calmly, because they're inside the building, not really sure what they heard, perhaps, and they're all kind of walking calmly out. And I'm going to show you that footage, and to be clear, you're going to see two girls that are simply wearing black. By no stretch of imagination would I refer to these girls as gothic.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I think one of them is actually a guy, but they're wearing black, that dark makeup. There's just black. And he asks them, what I can hear audibly is he asks them, what was that? So I don't know how certain he was. It could have been a shooting, but I'm going to let you watch it first, and then we're going to try to clean up the audio. Now, if you're listening to this on a podcast and you're not be able to watch this, you might want to turn this down because it is visual. Take a look. Sort of see everyone up top. A couple of people were actually out there are ducking. He was on the inside. Like I said, this was at 12:23, so he was inside, walked out, and then he's going to start a conversation with two people that are just wearing black. And then you see he continues. The video goes on for like 3 minutes, and he just sort of walks down, and he engages in a conversation with those two girls, and they answer him. There's nothing here that seems to me to be controversial. When he hears them say something about FU, it's before he has a conversation with him. It does happen. Take a listen. Just trying to isolate this audio for you guys. Those are the two girls he's talking about.
Oh, right here.
Actually, I think one's a guy.
You see where that came from? It was right here, wasn't it?
It was like over here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Please hit the like button. Please, please,
Chevrolet is
please.
your Tracks and Trailblazer headquarters in Kansas City. Our lot is
Double
stocked
tap
with
the
an
screen of
impressive
your
selection
phone.
of new 2020.
So he says, did you see where
Double tap the screen on your phone. Please hit the like button. If you're on your phone, just double tap. Yeah, it's like over 20, yeah, over 2,000 people in. Please, this is tea. This is details. Come on. Do it for Charlie.
And they answer him. There's nothing here that seems to me to be controversial. When he hears them say something about FU, it's before he has a conversation with him. It does happen. Take a listen.
Yeah. She could be saying that to the shoe.
Get this audio for you guys. Those are two girls he's talking about. Actually, I think one's a guy.
You see where that came from? It was right here, wasn't it?
It was like over here.
Yeah.
So he says, did you see where that came from? It seems like a normal conversation, kind of weird for me, and there's a reason why I'm saying that, to hone in on these two individuals and to say, like, gothic.
Yeah,
and
no.
to pretend that they were doing something that looked abnormal, given the fact that in the longer video,
I didn't see nothing.
Everyone up top is quite calm, because I don't think they're really entirely sure what is happening.
And actually, if we're going to be technical, it was somebody down on the ground level who was not moving for me.
Trying
Let
to
me
isolate
show
this
you.
audio for you guys. Those are two girls talking about.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you where. I think it was this guy right here, or this one that's not moving fast enough for me. And they're on a different level, and he is saying, they wasn't moving. Well, why would they? Look, he don't stop. Look at these people down there. It's several people who really are not moving. So why are
So he
they
said,
not
did you see where that
alarming?
came from? It seems like a normal conversation, kind of weird for me, and there's a reason why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
To hone in on these two individuals and to say, like, gothic, and to pretend that they were doing something that looked abnormal, given the fact that in the longer video, everyone up top is quite calm.
Right.
So I don't think they're really entirely sure what is happening, and some of them are ducking because maybe they saw it because they were outside. So I wanted to get to the bottom, as I said earlier, of who that second person was in the
This
photo
is crazy.
with his nephew, cousin, whatever you want to call him. And we got just one hit, and it was, honestly, it was from
20%.
Belfast, North Ireland, no less. Somebody sent us an email, and he said, look, I conducted an interview, an internet-wide search of the person's face, and I only got one hit using technology, and the hit was in Provo, Utah. And he wrote to me that it was quite a coincidence because not only is the person in Provo for this one hit for this face, but also he's featured on a website pertaining to bees. And he's like, didn't you just do a thing saying that you had this weird thing about bees and you thought that, there was something else going on? And my goodness, you guys, I almost jumped when I learned that that website he was referring to, Buzzard and Bees, is a Gothic underground in Provo, okay? So this is...
You lying to me. This is why I don't play with coincidences. You lying. So he mentioned he made the girls goth. And the guy that was with him that looks like the picture that they used for the shooter, implying that it was Tyler Robinson, is affiliated and associated with goth. This crisis actors, what?
learned that that website he was referring to, Buzzard and Bees, is a Gothic underground in Provo, okay? So this is the website. It's a Gothic underground of all things in Provo. The website Buzzard and Bees, and speaking about a Gothic prom. That is where that person's face comes up, except he's wearing makeup to make him, well, look a little more Gothic. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you the side-by-side of this individual.
Oh, wow.
Certain.
This would make
100%,
sense as
okay,
to why kind of with the guy. Okay, so I even thought, I don't know if I said it. I think I did one time that the guy that has on the cap walking up the steps looked more like Tyler's boyfriend that's in trans. Right? Because it looked kind of like, I don't want to say soft, but the features in the face, it was something going on. So, yeah. So when I saw him, his face was a lot more narrow and his nose. But when I see this, yeah, this would tap off into the more feminine, but it's goth, but with the makeup, I don't know what it is about it. But this is weird. So why would the guy even bring up goth? Knowing good and dang well this cat looks like the cat that was walking up the steps with his head down. And so I'm sure that these people are Trump supporters, right? Because they're going out of their way. Oh, wow. Or are they?
Where that person's face comes up, except he's wearing makeup to make him, well, look a little more Gothic. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you the side of this individual, and I am certain, can't say 100%, okay, because we need to find this person's name, but this is a match, okay? The ears, the chin, just everything about this individual is a match. But he is as of yet identified as a unidentified, as a Gothic person, and he is also as of yet unidentified as the close friend of Shayna Broderick, who cannot be found anywhere else, or people are not familiar with this person. So I'm thinking maybe he also came from overseas. Now, quickly regarding our question pertaining to Mike Mitchell, right? I was saying that it was pretty odd and obvious that they were trying to protect this detective, Mike Mitchell. We also learned that he's a Boy Scout leader in the LDS church, but usually if you have a long tenure as a police officer, you're just featured in a lot of articles. And then we received some leads that I think have helped to clarify exactly what sort of a detective he was and maybe why he was not featured in a lot of articles, because he was, as it appears to be, a undercover detective. By all accounts, he was an online detective. Apparently, if this is the correct Mike Mitchell, and given the timeline of when he becomes an undercover detective, I have a strong hunch that it is the right individual, because he says, you know, he was on the force for 25 years. This individual began in 1999. His job, Detective Mike Mitchell, was to create messages online to entrap.
To create. Yeah, this is crazy. Is this a murder mystery plot? What in the world?
Pedophiles. Okay? By pretending that he was underage.
Like
Mike
the guy,
Mitchell,
like
we also
the
learned that he's a
crisis actor guy who screamed out, "It's me, it's me!" Who they say arrested for having child porn on his phone or something. Same guy. I mean, same field, same. What?
Boy Scout leader in the LDS church, but usually if you have a long tenure as a police officer, you're just featured in a lot of articles. And then we received some leads that I think have helped to clarify exactly what sort of a detective he was and maybe why he was not featured in a lot of articles, because he was, as it appears to be, a undercover detective. By all accounts, he was an online detective. Apparently, if this is the correct Mike Mitchell, and given the timeline of when he becomes an undercover detective, I have a strong hunch that it is the right individual, because he says, you know, he was on the force for 25 years. This individual began his career in 1999. His job, Detective Mike Mitchell, was to create messages online to entrap pedophiles. Okay? By pretending that he was underage. You guys know, you've heard of stings. You pretend that you're underage as an officer and see people that try to hook up with you, and then you make an arrest. And so we can take a look at this article from November of 1999. It says, police surf internet to snag pedophiles. And Mike Mitchell sits at a desk tapping on a computer keyboard and becomes a boy. He's chatting with someone now. His words are full of typos and misspellings and childlike phrases. Mike Mitchell is not a boy. He is a police detective hunting for a pedophile. But the hunted doesn't know that. Mitchell, a detective with the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office, has been investigating child sex crimes on the internet for about a year. I don't think people realize how big it is, he tells them. Okay, so that's interesting to me. Okay, and we can't then go, okay, let's make a jump here. Just because he's creating messages online, first and foremost, doesn't necessarily mean that he's the person that authored the fake messages, and I'm implying that. But I do actually thought it was quite interesting, because when we covered George Zinn, who was the decoy boy that day, who then we find out is into pedophilia, right? And he gets arrested because he has children being sexually abused on his phone. Absolutely despicable person. It really made us wonder. Again, I said this on a previous episode, whether or not he had been blackmailed in some capacity to play the decoy boy and to give the shooter time to get away. I just find that to be interesting. A lot of stuff happening right now, guys, and we are definitively getting closer to what took place on that day. And we have a lot of leads that are coming in. And I want to say that I want to refocus your attention and now open this up internationally, because I have a hunch on who that goth kid is. Okay? Somebody attended this goth prom in Provo, Utah. Somebody overseas perhaps recognizes that person. Like I said, I would venture a guess that he is not from Utah, because I've never seen no hits come in, somebody saying I went to high school with him. And yeah, that's what I want you to focus your attention on. tips@CandaceOwens.com. Again, reminding you guys, please do not send us, because we're such a small team, please do not send us TikTok videos and saying you should watch this, or, you know, look at this theory.
I'm gonna back it up
Reserve
a
that
little
to
bit.
simply
Hold on,
tagging
y'all.
our accounts when you are on those specific apps. And we will pick up from there. We got to get into the Charlie Kirk legacy. I am pretty fired up about that, and I'm pretty
Wait a
disgusted at a
minute.
lot of stuff that
Man,
I'm
this
learning.
is
And
bizarre. Hold on.
before we do that, I first want to throw it to Riverbend Ranch, because I've been
Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. What are we thinking? This is too bizarre for me. Hold on. This is too close for comfort. I don't believe in coincidences. I would be complaining about. But listen, I'm trying to move the device. My phone is getting warm. I don't want to lose this, but let me bring it over here. Oh, this is good. Shout out to Candace. She is not playing. This is crazy. What do you think, Jen? I can't believe it's this many people it was in here, and they don't want to even communicate, say anything, come down, acknowledge. Oh my goodness. That was too good. Hold on. Let me bring it over here so I can hold it up. Let me prop. Oh my God. Can you believe this? Why would you even put yourself in it? I knew it was strange yesterday for you to be walking around retracing. It was your camera, your aunt's, a mother, a cousin, Annie house, where you could see him walking with the gun. I mean, none of it made sense. It just did not make sense. And I know that they thought that somebody was just going to grab it and run with it. Let's leave it 1 second. And just go with the flow of that was him. No, we're not going. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I bring it over here.
website pertaining to bees. And he's like, didn't you just do a thing saying that you had this weird thing about bees and you thought that there was something else going on? And my goodness, you guys, I almost jumped when I learned that website he was referring to, Buzzard and Bees,
Buzzard and
Gothic
Bees.
Underground in Provo. Okay, so this is the website. It's a Gothic Underground of all things in Provo. The website Buzzard and Bees, and they're speaking about a Gothic prom. That is where that person
Buzzard and
shows up,
Bees.
except he's wearing makeup to make him, well, look a little more Gothic. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you the side by side of this individual, and I am certain, can't say 100%, okay, because
That is
by
him.
this person's name,
That is the guy walking
this
up
is a
those
match,
steps.
Okay, the ears, the chin, just everything about this individual is a match. But he is as of yet identified.
But his face structure was more like
as a Gothic
this.
person, and he is also as of yet unidentified as the close friend of Shayna Broderick, who cannot be found anywhere else, or people are not familiar with this person. So I'm thinking maybe he also came from overseas. Now, quickly regarding our question pertaining to Mike Mitchell, right? I was saying that it was pretty odd and obvious that they were trying to protect this detective, Mike Mitchell. We also learned that he's a Boy Scout leader in the LDS church, but usually if you have a long tenure as a police officer, you're just featured in a lot
What's
of articles.
LDS? What is
And
LDS?
then we received some leads that I think have helped to clarify exactly what sort of a detective he was, and maybe why he was not featured in a lot of articles, because he was, as it appears to be, a undercover detective. By all accounts, he was an online detective. apparently, if this is the correct Mike Mitchell, and given the timeline of when he becomes an undercover detective, I have a strong hunch that it is the right individual, because he says, he was on the force for 25 years. This individual began his career in 1999. His job, Detective Mike Mitchell, was to create messages online to entrap pedophiles, okay? By pretending that he was underage. You guys know, you've heard about these sorts of stings. You pretend that you're underage as an officer and see people that try to hook up with you, and then you make an arrest. And so we can take a look at this article from November of 1999. It says, police surf internet to snag pedophiles, and it tells us Mike at a desk tapping on a computer keyboard and becomes a boy. He's chatting with someone now. His words are full of typos and misspellings and childlike phrases. Mike Mitchell is not a boy. He is a police detective hunting for a pedophile. But the hunted doesn't know that. Mitchell, a detective with the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office, has been investigating child sex crimes on the internet for about a year.
Hey, Max, thank you.
He tells them. Okay, so that's interesting to me.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank
and we
you.
can't
What you
now go
floating
jump
hearts?
here just because he's creating messages online. Foremost,
First of all,
necessarily mean that he's.
But even just the creating messages, the creating messages is a flag for me as somebody's job, because here recently, all of the incidences, stage performances or whatever they are, someone leaves a letter or their verbiage, a message either online or, on a piece of cardboard paper that was, at one point they had it and the next minute they don't, but they can piece it back together out of the air. I don't know. But there's been some form of communication, right, that someone can read. And we had the guy on the other day who was saying AI wrote it, put the funny punctuations, stuff, just don't match normal people's conversations, right? So here we have this actor, undercover, trying to talk like someone that he's not, right? And then now we're finding out that this guy that they're trying to protect, is a part of this, production. And he is kind of like a script writer. Wow. All I can say is, wow. Hit the like button, y'all. Shit. Come on.
Person that authored the fake Fed messages, and I'm implying that, but I actually thought it was quite interesting because when we covered George Zinn, who was the decoy boy that day, who then we find out is into
child porn,
pedophilia,
yeah,
right, and he gets arrested because he has children being sexually abused on his phone. Absolutely.
Come on.
It really made us wonder. Again, I said this in a previous episode, whether or not he had been blackmailed in some capacity to play the decoy boy and to give the shooter time to get away. I just find that to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences like that.
Now, guys, and we are definitively getting closer to what took place on that day. We have a lot of leads that are coming in, and I want to say that I want to refocus your attention.
And mind you, it's none of the party. It's not Turning Point who is breaking this down. No, oh baby girl over there living it up, rubbing down the, patting the pamper, on Donald, rubbing his back and patting on the pamper. Yeah. And here it is. She is breaking it down. She's doing the research. Now, that may be her field. I don't know. But where is Erika, the pageant queen, who has dealt and had an experience with her nonprofit organization after she won the Trump pageant in 2012. Yeah. And she had to shut it down. Yeah. For suspicion of some child trafficking. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Attention, and now open this up internationally because I have a hunch on who that goth kid is. Okay? Somebody attended this goth prom in Provo, Utah. Somebody overseas perhaps recognizes that person.
Oh, hey, y'all. Hey,
Like I
hey.
said, I would venture a guess that he is not from Utah
I'm
because I've never
Cynthia.
seen
Cynthia.
hits come in.
I don't
Saying I
know.
went to high school with him.
Dior.
And yeah, that's what I want you to
Hey,
pay
Dante.
attention on. Tips at CandaceOwens.com. Again, reminding you guys, please.
Oh,
Because
this
there's
is
small
crazy.
teams, not send us TikTok this each year.
Oh, hold on. Wow.
Each year, Riverbend Ranch provides about 800 other. Plus, keep you feeling your best. I use Propolis throat spray, especially during travel or for school season. Enter code Candace. Okay, guys. So let's get into it. I mean, the attacks have not stopped. The attacks that are coming at me are good, though, because I am just feeling more and more energized by them. I understand exactly what is going on. The people fighting for Charlie Kirk's legacy. I gotta say this. You know what? I am starting to think, and let me know if you think this is crazy, but I'm starting to think that the assassination of Charlie Kirk was something akin to a regicide, right? The assassination of a king to install a new ruler who the king would have never approved of, right? Maybe people around him counseling the king, people who perhaps betrayed him, because there are just too many things that I am finding out that are not adding up to me, okay? There are also, I do want to say this, too many first times leading up to this event, okay? One person who emailed me said, hey, I've been supplying bulletproof vests to Charlie for all of these campus tours, and suddenly last spring, the last campus tour, they canceled my contract with them. They did not want to renew. When I asked them why, they told me that Charlie wanted to go a different direction by getting an army vest instead, like a metal army vest, I believe is what he says. And he said this made no sense to me. I didn't understand it. Okay, so Charlie decided to use a new company, even though I don't think he was actually wearing bullet vest on that day. So what happened there?
No, he had that air thing up under this
Something else
shirt.
that is really bothering me, just because I have done these campus tours, is the question of why Charlie was set to do 2 events in Utah a mere 20 days apart, okay? He was supposed to do UVU, and then today was scheduled to do, just 20 days later, USU. Now, those 2 campuses are just under 2 hours apart if you're driving. Why on earth would he schedule these events apart? It's not how Turning Point USA normally decides on their events. If you're going to do 2 stops in one state, they make it happen back to back because it doesn't make sense from a fuel perspective, from a traveling perspective, for you to go in and out of one state. Plus, they only have a limited number of events, right? So they want to make sure they can go all over the United States and see as many students as possible during every tour. This is how it works. I know how it works because I came from Turning Point USA, okay? I have toured with them every year, with the exception of this year, since I started working for Charlie. So that just struck me as very odd, okay? We've also received, or maybe I should say, maybe not odd, just something new, maybe. We've also received a lot of tips that the hospital that Charlie was taken to is not the closest hospital.
Oh, wow.
It also would not have been the #1 choice hospital for someone that was suffering from that sort of a wound. Like, it was a trauma 3 center. He was taken to a smaller regional hospital that was a little farther away and was also less equipped for the trauma that he suffered, that he was taken to Timpanogos Regional Hospital. And also something new is that hospital had just announced that they had a brand new CEO and head surgeon named Andrew Zenger. A lot of new stuff happening. And to be clear, typically the states dictate the protocol and you're required to, after you have a certain
No
number of attendees
autopsy.
at an
Oh,
event,
wow.
you are required to have an ambulance on standby. And I don't know Utah state
Oh,
law,
yeah, right.
but
I
I
think
found
so,
that
too.
weird, that there wouldn't have been an ambulance on standby. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but seemed atypical to me. Now, in terms of other things that were new, they announced on that same day that Andrew Zenger was announced as a new CEO. That was also the day that they announced.
Now, where is he
tour.
from?
They announced 5 dates, and 2 of them were in Utah, dispersed throughout the month. And it is also interesting to know that the Utah FBI also got a new set of employees. The state FBI department. Kash Patel went ahead and fired not only the chief of the Utah.
Cash Patel. Woo! Why am I not surprised? Because, he's the one who gave the misleading information on this campus, about who they had. And, oh, yeah, we got them. We got them. And then on the Dallas one, we came out with the fake bullets with the ice. He created this narrative. Now, I did say yesterday that the fake letters sound like Cashy Pal, Yeah. Yeah. Fake FBI, fake president, and fake, just fake. All of them fake. Called Nutmeg speaking in his language, saying that he don't have no plans of leaving Gaza or a peace. He just did that in English for show. Everything is fake. Just so you know. Please hit the like button. Now don't fake the like button. Hit the like button.
But also some other people. You are required to have an ambulance on standby.
Lord.
State law. But I also found that weird, that there wouldn't have been an ambulance on standby. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but seemed atypical to me. Now, in terms of other things that were new, they announced on that same day that Andrew Zenger was announced as a new CEO. That was also the day that they announced Charlie's tour. They announced 5 dates, and 2 of them were in Utah, dispersed throughout the month. And it is also interesting to know that the Utah FBI also got a new set of employees. The state FBI department. Kash Patel went ahead and fired not only the chief of the Utah borough, but also some other people. You can see this in the Daily Mail article. They recount this after Charlie's death. Kash Patel questions grow as it's revealed he gutted the Utah FBI leadership for Charlie Kirk's assassination. That is true. He fired the chief, among other people, and replaced her with Robert Bowles.
He's going to be going to jail before it's over, when it's all over.
When Charlie got shot. And he's somebody who has been in D.C. for decades.
Wow.
So it seems to me to be an unusual placement to then want to re-up your entire life, assuming you have a wife and kids, and move to Utah. But whatever. Again, everything just feels a little too brand new to me. Then I speak to the individual who I told you guys that I recognized and had taken down cameras minute 4 after Charlie was shot. The back camera of all the ones when you take the front camera. I don't know. Again, I'm not here to read into how people might act in an emergency event. But I thought it was weird that he was there in general, actually, that he was behind Charlie the entire time. I've never seen that. He's never been behind me at an event. He's never been lingering around me at an event. And I asked about that. I asked about just his presence behind Charlie, and plus the mysterious phone call that he was seen making in like minute 3 after Charlie was assassinated. And he told me explicitly that they were trying something new, that like it was something new. Charlie's super ambitious, and on the AV thing, they were trying something new, and they wanted to be able to feed it back instantly to Arizona. None of it makes sense to me because these events are typically live streamed. But again, something new, okay? So let's stick with that theme. Do you want to know something else that was brand new?
Oh my God, you cannot.
Charlie's perspective on Israel.
You
Let
right.
me say this so you can hear it. Charlie Kirk's perspective on Israel was not starting to shift. It had shifted entirely. Okay?
Yes, I
There
agree.
are no ifs and there are no ands and there are no buts about it.
Let's be clear.
Israel.
Oh,
I hope
wow.
this works.
Why does it
I can't
always
look.
do that?
Wow.
There are no buts about it.
Why does it always do that? So this will give us the opportunity to get the likes up, please. I am trying not to keep stopping, but get the likes up so that I will not abruptly just end the live. I am out of juice, ladies and gentlemen, and right now I am holding this device, okay? So that it can get some. Oh, wow. It won't get hot on me, so bear with me. Please get the lights up. Bring it closer. Hold on. Yeah, and some hearts, some love on the side. Y'all see those hearts going up? Show some love. I am trying to make sure the tea sippers get the accurate tea so that we will not fall for the banana in the tailpipe, because they are trying to deceive us. They do not want us talking about the Epstein files. So every time we turn around, it's something new. Something new. Clinton, we grow over here. Come on now. And we don't troll. Do I need to remove you today? Because we like Candace. And if you don't, just go ahead and politely be an adult. Oh, okay. We appreciate her. Are you a Charlie Kirk fan? Oh, you done timed them out. I mean, because everybody who say they Charlie Kirk fans, y'all should have, I should have super chats, super stickers. I should have 1,000, 2,000 plus as many people that was in here. That's how many likes I should have. This is ridiculous. I think y'all faking, just like the fake president and them fake FBI people, because she is bringing us closer to the real shooter. And you want to come in here trolling her. How dare you?
At an event, he's never been lingering around me at an event. And I asked about that. I asked about just his presence behind Charlie, and plus the mysterious phone call that he was seen making in like minute 3 after Charlie was assassinated. And he told me explicitly that they were trying something new that day. Like it was something new. Charlie's super ambitious, and on the AV thing, they were trying something new, and they wanted to be able to feed it back instantly to Arizona. None of it makes sense to me because these events are typically live streamed. But again, something new, okay?
Something new.
So let's stick with that theme. Do you want to know something else that was brand new leading up to this event? Charlie's perspective on Israel, okay?
Facts.
So let me say this so you can hear it. Charlie Kirk's perspective on Israel was not starting to shift. It had shifted entirely, okay? There are no ifs and there are no ands and there are no buts about it. Israel knew that. Turning Point USA knew that because Charlie was explicit. So my question is, why isn't Turning Point USA making any statements and shutting down this repeat attempt by Israel to lie and to pretend that towards the end, Charlie was just authoring love letters to Israel, giving them a perspective of here's how we can win here's what you guys need to do. You need to work with this Hillel, whatever it is. Yeah, the same people that are calling me anti-Semitic, you need to work with those people harder. And he was just putting it on paper. Was it an email? What was that they were sharing? The New York Post, the Israeli Post, right? What were they sharing there? He wrote of his deep love for Israel. He had nothing else to do in May. Wrote of his deep love for Israel to a letter to Netanyahu. Netanyahu said they were close, but in the letter, Charlie puts his number, which apparently Netanyahu didn't have his number. And we're supposed to believe, did he send that as an email, by the way? Can somebody clarify, was that an email they were sharing? Or did he send it in the mail to him? Could somebody share that, please? I'm assuming it was an email. Can someone share the timestamp on that? Just kind of like authenticate that email, because I'm very aware of what's going on. Okay. And I don't know how the executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night. Okay. I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization and not be dedicating yourself to the truth. No matter what the cost is, you tell the truth. That's it. Okay. You don't hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until the memorial event before we start looking into who murdered him. You tell the truth. And
you let them get away.
Don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help. Okay. I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring?
Oh, wow.
I hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until.
Oh, wow.
Wait until the memorial.
Robert.
Before we start looking into who murdered him, you tell the truth and you tell it immediately. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help. Okay. I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our on-stage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Okay, let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say, no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No,
Snake. I told you it was somebody. I told y'all it was
happened or it didn't. I'm either
from the inside. I tried to tell y'all. I know it when I see it.
May I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay.
Hey, Clarinetta, Smitty G, Robert.
Were there any LLCs that you or your spent before we start looking into who murdered him? You tell the truth and you tell it immediately. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help. Okay. I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our on-stage reunion?
Get paid to be real. Apply for InFocus.
I think making these commercials come on.
Before our on-stage reunion could happen. It's a yes or a no. Okay, let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say, no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or it happened exactly as I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay. And to Pastor Rob McCoy, were there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid through that sat outside of Turning Point? I'm asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay? There is no way you are letting these lies fly unless, as I'm hearing,
Candace
unless it is
Owens.
true that there was a big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was gonna become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with all of those presences, so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take the chance. You see, I'm just one person, so it's easy to just try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day. But Turning Point USA, I think, got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative. So answer the questions, yes or no.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to, again, challenge you to lie. And if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough of the games, enough with trying to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. Charlie did not die pro-Israel. He did not die for Israel. He did not martyr himself as a friend of Israel. In fact, the friends of Israel were pressuring him really badly, and he was done, and he finally stood up for himself. And I'm proud of that. And I will say this, you know what? Somewhere, Charlie is watching, okay?
Somewhere.
That we are reunited, okay? We're on stage right now, and the Jewish donors are very angry about it, extremely angry about it. But it feels good to know that in the end, truth is going to win. So,
somewhere. Hold on.
my challenge.
Hold on. I mean, it's funny she said that. I mean, I told y'all that I ran across something today. Hold on. I'm glad I had to get this device because this is the device is on. Hold on. Yeah, because something is cuckoo crazy going on. And, you know, ooh, let me show y'all. She said, is this it? Yeah, it's it. I mean, are y'all ready? Please get the likes up. Please. AunTeaFee, why are you laughing? Because this is crazy. Are y'all ready?
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
Wasn't Charlie messing?
Kirk spotted at an airport recently?
Wasn't he messing with his nose like that right before he was assassinated?
Now, I'm not saying that's him, of course. This video is going around social media right now. But it does beg the question if it was him. Would he be so brazen to go out to a public place? But it would be that easy, because everyone will say, no, that's not him. It's a look-alike. And at the same time, we have the grieving widow on his podcast show laughing and joking.
I think it's worth to have a cost of...
Y'all need to be the...
gun deaths every single year.
Okay, so let's just stop right here. What do y'all think? Do he look like him? Hello? Do he look like him to you? Am I stuck? You don't think he favors? You don't think he favored? So do you remember when he was sitting there? Now wait a damn. Do y'all remember when he was sitting there and he was playing with his nose the same way? I've seen him do that to his nose more than once. Okay.
We can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody.
Was Charlie Kirk spotted at an airport recently? Now, I'm not saying that's him, of course. This video is going around social media right now. But it does beg the question, if it was him, would he be so brazen to go out to a public place? But it would be that easy, because everyone will say, no, that's not him. It's a look-alike. And at the same time, we have the grieving widow on his podcast show laughing and joking.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God rights. That is a prudent.
I would love to hear him talk.
Nobody.
Was Charlie Kirk spotted at an airport recently?
But hold on. I would love to hear the tone of his voice. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, and I'm gonna get back to her, but and the way the wife has been moving here, I know everybody grieve differently. Where is that at? Oh, and we don't want to talk. I don't know.
Shield those pedo rats. Fuck you, bro.
Oh no, we gotta cut the. Oh, we can't play that song. The only thing about this picture is that I don't know when it was taken. I don't know, if they're implying. Hi, Cheryl. His ears are round. The other guy's ears wasn't round. I'm like, they're saying he's still alive. Now, I do think he's still alive, but I don't know when this picture was taken. It took me, it took me a minute to get there, only because I don't understand. Now I know how they move, and I don't understand why they had all that orange stuff in his jail cell if he was suicidal. I do think he over somewhere, but I think he got them. I think he have a wig thing on with kissy curls hanging down here with that little black thing on his head. And he puts on a fake beard and mustache to look like he is Jewish, But hold on, I'm back. This is just way too crazy for me. So he questioned Israel and he questioned Epstein, and he wanted the files. So he did start changing his views. I totally agree with her. She's absolutely correct. Oh yeah, he favors him to me. I mean, that not at all. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very close. Very close. I can tell you what looks different to me but it's not cause he don't favor him, but I can tell you what the difference is. Hold on, let me go back. Let me tell you what the difference is that I saw. Unless his hair has been colored dark, this, well, it do look a little faded, but it's just this is cut off, and this, he's got his sides coming down. This guy has that cowlick too, like he do, but right now he has that hair right here that's covering it. He definitely has the same kind of cowlick. See, this right here would only be whoever cut his hair. This could have been a new haircut. I'm going to tell you what else looks different. And these are the only things that I see. It would be his eye, the eye space right here. He has more eye space. They both have this, the nostril, same type of nostril on the side. They both have the same one. But it's more the haircut and the eyes. The space in between the eyes to the eyebrows. That's it for me. From this angle. So let me get back. Let me get back. And let me do this one before I go. Oh yeah, have y'all seen this one? I'm sorry. Y'all know once I come over here. Listen.
President Trump, pharmaceutical industry too. I think they gave you $100 million. President Trump.
Did y'all know that?
Money from the pharmaceutical industry too. I think they gave you $100 million. President Trump.
Did y'all know he got $100 million?
I think they gave you $100 million. President Trump was taking money from the pharmaceutical industry too. I think they gave you $100 million.
What? A sassy lady, you just now coming in? Cause we played it. The look. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. You didn't see the lookalike of the guy that's walking up the steps? That went back and retraced it? Yeah, we need God. I'm trying to find this other one. Where oh boy talked about it was a lie. Trump just won. Yeah, I saw that settlement when they had stopped him from being able to utilize TikTok and all that type of stuff. I'm not going to stop nothing to report that.
You've previously said you vaccinated your children.
Nothing. I don't care nothing about that. Hold on. I mean, I don't. Is this it?
Am I the only one who thinks that it's weird that we went from this?
I forgive him.
To now this?
Nothing is changing, but I want this. We're not awkward. We're not like weird. We're not crit. We're not gonna be.
Because I wondered if she, do y'all remember when she first was talking? I was like, does she really talk like that?
Morbidly.
Hey, we're gonna be doing about 5 more episodes a week now, so just tell the team and make sure.
When it first happened, I said, why is she talking like the stepford's wife, or like she is some kooky lady at like on an intercom, and she just talks so. And if you think, I was like, wait, what? Do she talk like that? And then she rubbing on Donald, and now I hear she don't even, oh my God, it is fake.
I mean, I've known
This is all
widows in the
fake.
past, and I mean, they wouldn't come out of the house for weeks, let alone do a podcast within a few days of their husband's funeral. Not to mention the fact that was an RNC convention. It was not a funeral. You don't have pyrotechnics and bands and all this stuff. And it's pretty crazy, but it really, listen, I'm trying my
Now, in all fairness, you know, there are some of us, they have a home going. It is, you know, we don't call it celebration. I mean, a funeral no more. We call it celebration if you had a relationship with God, you know. So we have a little church, and, you know, we may have some praise and worship, you know, we may, you know. But I mean, you know, I don't know what he talking about, but I'm just wondering, I didn't watch it. So did it feel like a funeral? Cause when I turned it on, I just saw her caressing the pamper. And I said, oh no, I cannot. I heard his crazy speech, and then she came up there and she was rubbing her hand on the back, and she felt to see if he had his pull-up on. But I do think that these are two, three different people.
I mean, she lost her husband. This
Say.
doesn't feel normal. This is not a normal reaction. And maybe it's the MAGAverse. Maybe in MAGAverse there is no normalcy. Maybe death is just something that they.
You think that you have silenced him?
How do you feel about this? It really feels strange to me.
It's strange. This is strange behavior.
Maybe I'm crazy, or am I not the only one feeling this? Also, check us out on our Substack.
I think this is the 20. Okay. Come on, y'all. What does this feel like to you? To me, it feels like the 2025 Twilight Zone. I mean, something crazy like that. It feels like that. It was another Tales of the 12, Tales of something. Tales of the Trump. Tales of the Trump. I don't know. It's just all seems really, really cool. Like we need a Bates Hotel, you know, a kooky, crazy Tales of Charlie. Snake eyes eyes on the hill, snakes on the hill, or what? Like a Bates Hotel, and, you know, something crazy. Like you see him, but you don't. Like she's nice, like Hunter's Game. Remember the Hunter's Game? Was that the name of it? And that lady was on the intercom, you know, talking, let the games begin, you know. I mean, it's like, whoa, what is this? What is this? This is crazy.
Am I the only?
Come on, sir. No, you're not.
That it's weird that we went from this.
I forgive him.
To now.
Not a tear fell.
But I want to preface, we're not awkward. We're not like weird. We're not crit. We're not going to be tweeting as if it's him. That's tone deaf and really disturbing. And anyone who does that's like morbidly.
Hey, we're gonna be doing about 5 more episodes a week now, so just tell the team and make sure that happens.
3 hours of this.
Now, and she is a reality star, right?
About you, but to me, it sure doesn't seem like
she's a reality star, right?
I mean, I've known grieving widows in the past, and I mean, they wouldn't come.
She is a reality star, though, right?
Do a podcast with it.
She is a reality star, right? So she is a Trump a beauty queen, reality star. So I mean, and it really does blow my mind that this lady has known Trump longer than she's known her husband. I mean, she knew Trump first. Her daddy, you know, mom and daddy and them rubbed elbows with Trump and all that type of stuff. Trump Towers, you know. all of that. So it just kind of seemed even like I'm telling you, like they planted her to go and seduce him, make him fall in love with her, and it's a whole play. A whole play, Carby, a whole play. It's a whole play, not half a play, a whole play. Baby, in this tier, this eyeshadow tier, baby, it has not failed. You understand? It looked like it's supposed to fall at any time. So let me look up and say, I forgive you. Yeah. So it's good to know that slow talking, overly dramatic, intensified way that she talked is fake. Now, it's good to know it's fake. Oh, let me.
To now this.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, let me one more time for the one
Am
time.
I the only one who thinks that it's weird that we went from this?
I forgive you.
To now this?
Nothing is changing, but I want to preface, we're not awkward. We're not like weird. We're not crit. We're not going to be tweeting as if it's him. That's tone deaf and really disturbing. And anyone who does that's like morbidly.
140 million richer. Oh, she got everything to be smiling about. So listen, so it blows my mind. Where is pressure? Where are all of the guys who talked about Cassie, who had bumps and shit all in her mouth, pee all in her mouth, all type of crazy stuff being done to her. She had to perform, whether her body was off balance and all of that type of stuff. And they said, well, you got $20 million. She said, you got 20 mil. You got paid. Well, she just got 140 mil to seduce this guy. Yes. 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 To convince him to be the voice for the movement. This will be the only way that these demonic, non-believing Christians will vote for us, if we have somebody who can go and cater to the college-aged, the new wave, yeah, and entertain them on debating, get into their head, let them trust me, follow me. So we need you to go over there and give him your best coochie woochie. Yeah, you're right and ready. You done been through the Trump universe, baby. So they know that you were right and ready. Yeah, so we can get him to persuade the people. And if we have to, we would remove him. Yeah, and we'll still get Nuttin' Buddy, BB Nuttin' Buddy, Mahalo, Oahu, yeah, BB Nuttin' Howell, yeah, we'll still get what we were offering him, and you can have the difference. Yeah, and then she smiles. We call her Pink Punta Cana.
3 hours of this, 2 more hours of podcasting.
I don't know about you, but
Yeah, no, oh wow, man, this is all so fake. It is all so fake. Oh, I had one more, but I don't know where it's at. Is it this one? Yeah.
The 58 contestants participated
Oh, no.
in an exhaustive.
Let me get back over to Candace, but I thought I had it. Hold on. Racist. It was the guy speaking in his language saying, all of that was fake. Perhaps they might I'm sure she better be covered. She better be. Hold on. It will be in her best interest. 7:45. Okay. It would be in her best interest to be covered. Oh, that's the clothes. What's the vaccine? Oh, yeah. And by the way, y'all.
You've previously said you vaccinated your children. Just because I think this is a helpful answer, and this isn't a gotcha, I promise. If you had a child today, would you vaccinate that child for measles?
For measles, probably for measles. But I don't think people should be taking medical advice from me.
But that's kind of your jurisdiction because CDC.
He don't
does give
think
advice.
that
Would you
we
vaccinate your
should be
child for
taking
these
medical
chicken pox?
advice from him.
I don't want to give advice on
And just a yes or no, please, if it could. Polio?
polio. Again, I don't want to be giving advice.
He just asked you,
You've
would
previously said
you
vaccinated your children.
give it
Just
to
'cause I
your
think This is
family?
a helpful answer, and this isn't a gotcha, I promise. If you had a child today, would you vaccinate that child for measles?
For measles, probably for measles. I don't
Is he
think people should
choking?
be taking advice.
Is he
medical
choking,
advice
y'all?
from me.
But that's kind of your jurisdiction because CDC does give advice. Would you vaccinate?
Yeah,
your
but
child
he's over the CDC.
for pox?
He's not a doctor, but he's over the CDC. So when it comes time for you guys to get those shots, when they didn't have a concoction and a concoction was ready and available, and they told the people to stop taking the natural herbs that they told us we had to take when there was nothing to available. They were taking it. Everybody was taking it, right? That came from the CDC. That's what he's over. So now all he asked him, Secretary of Health and Human Services. Yeah, it's the point, Janet, is they will push it for we the people to take, but they're not taking it. Let's be clear. Don't make me sit up. Yeah, so when it looked like all the politicians was like, roll your sleeve up, arm up, I'm taking it. There's was saline. That wasn't nothing but saline. And then it's like the man on the moon, on Mars, in space. It looked like they taking it, but they not. It looked like he walked in space or on the moon and wherever he was supposed to be. But he has since said he ain't going to hell for that lie, and that I wasn't there. First man on the moon. Yeah. He has since said, I will not carry that lie anymore. I'm getting old and I want to make sure my life is right with God. Okay? So that's my point in showing that is if they don't take it, I'm not I didn't, I ain't taking shit. I feel like they are preparing us for, on the cool. This is just my opinion for educational purposes only. I think that they are getting ready to prepare for the mark of the beast. And they are going to disguise it. So I want the people to have a seed that would have been planted, so that you will be aware and mindful. Your head is on swivel and your best eyes are open and your clean ears to hear. If people are saying that this is spiritual and this is it has to play out because it's in the Bible in Revelations, then that means a mark of the beast of control is coming. Can I get an amen for the ones who are Christians and who know what it say in the Bible? I don't think that they gonna stamp the back of your neck or put 666 across your forehead or put a device, up under your skin. I don't know. But all this injecting stuff and they can't tell you what it is. They're saying the second part of it is going to just shut you down in a couple of years. It's time release and it's just going to shut you down. I don't know. Thank God for the ones who didn't go back and get the second phase 2. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm just saying. I'm going to tell them, let me administer the shot to you. I need to see it. I want to see you take it. And if they don't take it, not just because they say, oh yeah, I took it. No. I'm just saying, y'all. And now they are saying this last, is this one? It's saying, oh, no wonder. I'm under the wrong name. Hold on. It's saying, what is it saying? The jab. Sorry, something went wrong. So they took it down. Yeah. They took it down. The jab. They're talking about what all diseases they are finding now. I think it's about 8 that is being linked to the jab. So y'all stay woke, stay mindful. Please do. Again, this ain't about,
you have something to say about me.
This ain't about left or right. This is not about left or right, black or white. This is about humanity. And before it's over, I'm talking about the people who we gonna all have to come together to survive. We're gonna have to come together to survive. And I believe that. Just like when it came down about freedom of speech. We didn't give a SHIT about color. We didn't care left or right. We didn't care about none of that. It's like, okay, so you finna tell us we can't talk? So what? We losing our job? Did we come together, y'all? It was like, oh yeah, but then put me down. Yeah, yank that. Yeah, no, hell no. It's gonna get to the point where we are going to have to stand together to survive this thing. And the left and the right, black or white, is not going to matter. Because guess what? If I'm the only person there and you say you don't like people my color and my blood can save your life, are you going to deny yourself to live because of my blood, because all our blood is red. And the Bible said the blood still works. So are you going to let me save you? Or are you going to be hateful and honorary to your own? You're going to deny your own self. Your hate is so intense that you will deny your own self a chance to live based on the color of the person who can save you. Are you crazy? Yeah. I mean, it's just food for thought, because that's what we're on our way to, y'all. And, you know, I got blood, you know, that'll save anybody. And we'll probably have saved some people who don't like the color. I'm so glad they couldn't see the color of the person who donated the blood. But the blood still worked. The blood still worked. Yeah, we got to change our mindset. We got to understand, if we say we believe in Christ, that we are not here for ourselves, but we are here for God. It says his purpose, his plan. And it didn't put a color on it. It did not put a color on it. He said every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. It don't say if you black or if you white. It don't say that. It does not say that. And and if your heart ain't there yet, that you saying, oh man, I ain't never thought about that, I suggest that you have a powwow with God. You need to have a powwow with God, because you have a heart condition. Because it don't matter what color a person is that's going to try to save my life. I'm not going to deny anybody that's here to help me. And I'm just saying this, tea sippers, it's coming to a point where we will have to come together truthfully. Because the enemy don't like neither one of us. And at the time where Charlie was coming to know, really having an understanding of the truth, he gone. Yeah, bless, you know, and somebody may say, well, AunTeaFee, you know, you didn't feel like that. And no, I didn't. When I listened to him, I told everybody, so I don't hear God. I don't hear it. But it's good to know that he had moved into an awakening of the truth. And the enemy does not want us to know the truth. And just understand that God judges our heart. And what makes our heart beat accordingly is the blood. And all of our blood is the same color. My blood can save you, and your blood can save me. And it will be the love of God that would move either one of us to save someone that we don't even know. That's love. That is the love of God. To know that I have saved someone that I don't even know. That ain't me. That's God. Okay, y'all, let's get on back before I start having church and be crying my butt off. Hi, WT65. Yeah, one day I'll be tough. I'll be talking tough. WT65, and you be like, ah, she faking. She faking. She faking. Deep down inside, baby, she rooted and tooted in God. So let her have a moment. Yeah, she just talking. Hi, you're from Virginia. Nice to meet you. Hi, everybody. Say hi to WT65 in the house. Yeah. We got to get off of this kick. Because if you notice, that's what he strive on his divide is chaos and division. No. And that chaos and division is what made y'all turn right back around and backdoor someone that you claimed you cared about. No, you care about the dining room, the ballroom concrete that was being laid in the house that's not even yours. Lord help. Let's get back so we can go ahead and end this, y'all. Let's get back to, because she has laid some tea today. Okay, let me finish this. I'm almost finished. Hold on. The blinking is about to stop. Let me get back over here.
Challenge or don't.
I'm going to back it up a little.
Could happen. It's a yes or a no. Paper, was it an email? What was that they were sharing on the New York Post, the Israeli Post, right? What were they sharing there? He wrote of his deep love for Israel. He had nothing else to do in May. Wrote of his deep love for Israel to a letter to Netanyahu. Netanyahu said they were close, but in the letter, Charlie puts his number, which apparently Netanyahu didn't have his number. And
you
we're supposed to believe
a bunch came out at first, then
email they were sharing, or did he send it in the mail to him? Could somebody share that, please? I'm assuming it was an email.
Have y'all seen that thing where it has a blood?
Because I'm very aware of what's going on.
Blood thing up under your t-shirt.
And I don't know how the.
Have y'all seen that? I don't want to say blood bag, but it's that where it's like up under your shirt, and when there's an impact, it'll come out. Have y'all seen that? It was, what is it called? Yeah, blood bag. Have y'all seen that? But it's the blood bag thing that. And that's what it looked like he had up under here. Because I remember saying, what is that up under his shirt? I don't know what to think right now. I'm going to be honest.
Executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night. Okay, I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization.
Is this the right
and
one?
And not be dedicating yourself to the truth. No matter what the cost is, you tell the truth. That's it. Okay, you don't hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until the memorial event before we start looking into.
It says, what is Charlie's wife wearing a gigantic G?
I don't think they're capable of doing that.
Ring.
I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help. Okay, I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very
Ricochet. Yeah, but she went through that yesterday, Cheryl, and
about 48 hours before
she
Charlie
said he
died,
still
Charlie
had that
informed people at
thing
Turning Point,
on,
as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore, by the Jewish donors? Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our on-stage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no, okay? Let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up
They
or
got the
it happened
wrestling
exactly as I'm saying. And
folk
while we're
who
at
know
it,
how to
may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish
mail or
donor who
look real.
sponsored the
Oh,
event
yeah.
this weekend? Okay. And to Pastor Rob McCoy, were there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid through that sat outside of
The
Turning
judge
Point?
did not.
I'm
Oh,
asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay?
I agree.
There's no way you are letting these lies fly unless, as I'm hearing,
you're a part of it.
unless it is true that there was a big
Here's another passy.
payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically
What's a
stated
passy?
that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was gonna become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with all of those presences, so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take the chance. You see, I'm just one person, so it's easy to just try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day. But Turning Point USA, I think, got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative. So answer the questions, yes or no. And I'm going to, again, challenge you to lie. And if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough
Oh,
of the
wow.
games,
And we're
enough
here to
with
watch
trying
them.
to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. Charlie did not die pro-Israel. He did not die for Israel. He did not martyr himself as a friend of Israel. In fact, the friends of Israel were pressuring him really badly, and he was done, and he finally stood up for himself. And I'm proud of that. And I will say this, you know what? Somewhere, Charlie is watching, okay? And I hope he knows that we are reunited, okay? We're on stage right now, and the Jewish donors are very angry about it.
All right. Okay, y'all. Oh, I almost sung Maze and Frankie Beverly song. We are one. No matter what. Okay, y'all. I will see you guys. Where is pressure? He said he was right about two. I don't know about this one. And he wasn't really right about Diddy. I have to come back a little later, y'all, about Diddy. They saying he was denied. He was denied. They finna ring him a new one. Victim sacrificed purposely. Yeah, it's sad, y'all. Okay, let me charge this up, and I'll be back on Diddy. He been denied. And we gonna be ready Wednesday. I need to go ahead and take off, don't I? Lord have mercy. Okay, y'all, please hit the like button. Please share this out. Share it. Please like, share, subscribe. Join the membership. Become a tea sipper, baby. We sip good tea. Good tea. Sometimes it be get a little hot. Sometimes it get a little, too hot for taste. But it be good. It's good tea. Okay, y'all. I'll be back. Talk about Diddy. I'm gonna charge this up some, okay? Come back hitting the like button. Come back hitting the like button.